What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Taboo Tattoo, Episode 3. It's make or break time, and I'm not even going to waste too much time on this. Should you watch this series? Short story, I'm going to go ahead and say no, and here's why. It's okay. It's just a fine series. It's a cookie cutter shonen. It's carbon copy as hell. And it's not a bad thing, it's just that with this summer season being so strong, I can understand why people wouldn't have time to watch something that's just okay. This is the type of series you probably put in your backlog and watch when you don't have anything to do. And personally, as a reviewer, I don't even know if I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to give it one more chance with the next week's episode because I do personally enjoy it. But I don't think it has enough depth to keep someone's interest in it unless you really want to watch it. Especially, everybody's looking for that next One Punch Man. Everybody's looking for that next Boku no Hero Academia. And honestly, we're not going to get that again this year unless Taizai comes out in the summer or Boku no Hero comes back in the fall. Not in the summer, it comes back in the fall. We're not going to get that hype again this year that I know of. I'm pretty sure something's going to come out of that caliber. But I think with Boku no Hero, we reached probably the peak of the hypeness, and of course we still got ReZero, which is very strong candidate for anime of the year. And I know in the fall we got Ajin, but for Taboo Tattoo, for it to be so carbon copy, a lot of people dropped it after the first episode or definitely the second. I think I'll probably still watch it again in the backlog, but the fate of it is going to depend on next week, as I do enjoy it enough to give it one more chance, as JC staff does a very good job, just like I said before, with the animation, with the music, because when they fighting things on the screen, this series is very clean. I love it. I love the fight scenes. I love the music. Again, the music kind of reminds me of Tengo Tenge, which I also said before, I would love a JC staff to pick that series up and do a reboot for it, because we know Madhouse isn't going to do it. It just has that type of feel to it. It has that early 2000s type of feel to it that I like about it, and that's why I want to stick with it. But I will say once more, it's not enough umph in it, I don't think, to keep people hooked into it every week. And unless it's going to get darker or better, because I'm not a manga reader, I don't know if it's going to be able to gain the footing to get the following that I had, as this episode also kind of went into what I feared that this series would have, with a little bit too much of the etchiness. And again, that's not a problem, but when it starts to overtake the episode and you don't have much meat there, I don't know. Like I said, it's definitely not for everybody. I don't know who it will be for right now, as I can't even think of anybody that's still gonna cover it, as I haven't checked out any of my YouTubers yet that I follow to see what their thought of this episode, but I'm not seeing too much about it, so I'm assuming everybody dropped it. But enough of that. Let's get down to the episode and see what went on this one. So this episode gave us two very neatly animated but very quick and probably disappointing battles between Justice and a little girl by the name of Eel. But I'm probably mispronouncing that, but they did call her Brahmin at one point in the episode, so I just call her Brahmin. And on the other side at the school, you have Eaze against R.R. Laka. And both of the battles are over rather quickly, even though JC staff goes in when they do fight scenes, when they do animations. It seemed like I expected more out of these two fights, and we didn't get that. We both got two clean retreats. As on one side with Justice, he's going against this girl again by the name of Brahmin, who was a street rat, the princess who is head of the kingdom and trying to gather all of the tattoos, namely the triggerless tattoos that they did a lot of retreading in this episode. Is trying to find people with these type of abilities, and this little girl she found on the streets, and she saw her and she kind of just berated her a little bit. She even degraded her as she grabbed her ass a little bit and gave her a little bit of kiss. But when Brahmin tried to kill her and her butler was able to catch her umbrella before the princess was stabbed, that ignited something in her to say, hey, you're the type of person that I'm looking for. Come with me and join my cause, as that's how she was recruited to go find other tattoo users. So the battle between Brahmin and Justice, it got a little bit deep, and again, I can always commend Justice because he has some type of fighting ability. He doesn't always get wrecked. He just ends up just getting outclassed because the people he's fighting are so much better than him. And something that's confusing me about this series is that they keep saying that Justice is triggerless. He has a triggerless tattoo, but Tom is telling him, who's not dead by the way, to use the blood bags that he has to activate his trigger and use that in the fight, but don't use Void Maker. use the trigger, but don't use Void Maker. So I guess just using that is what he means by enhancing his abilities, but don't use Void Maker. Also, he was able to defeat the girl who took over Toka's body, his friend, and thanks to the commenter who mentioned this last week that it was the body of his friend who was overtaken by Brahmin. That's her ability. He was able to stun her just long enough with the mixture of Toka wanting her body back and fighting to get her body back inside against the dark psycho nature of this character. And just was able to headbutt her and get her stunned long enough for time to use what I assume is his ability to pull her out of the body. And that's how she was defeated. Meanwhile, on the other side of the school with Laka and Eaze. Izzy's pissed because Laka's using his whip and slinging it around to blow things up, and it messed up her school clothes. And they didn't have too much of a fight, as she was able to, even though her chalk was broken, she was able to use some of the dust in the air in the atmosphere to activate her trigger, which is the air bomb, to make a grenade, which she blew up the area and was able to escape Laka. And he vows to catch her later and defeat her or do whatever he wants to do. So we got a retreat on both ends, as Laka also grabs Brahmin and says, "We need to get out of here. If you don't, I'm going to tell the princess on you." And after that, we pretty much just see, before the battle was over, and I'm sorry that I missed this, Justice was about to use Void Maker, as he was upset. He was about to smite Brahmin for justice. He got mad. He got out of control. He got rageful, and he was about to actually blast her with Void Maker, even though he was told not to do it, and Void Maker absorbs everything around him. Before it hit, though, he was grabbed by Toko, who pulled him back and said, "What are you doing?" She gave him the typical, "You losing your mind, you're not this type of person" talk. That stopped him. However, it did destroy the house, and that's where Eaze came back like, what the hell just happened here? So the rest of the episode was pretty much going over some things, some more foundation, as once again we are told that Void Maker will destroy the user from within if they don't get a hold of it. Also, we got some footage of what it does to the body, as we saw somebody's body just pretty much eaten up from inside out from the Void Maker. So she decides to train Justice, and she tells him that, you know, these enhance your abilities. If you're a fast runner, it's going to make you faster. If you're strong, it's going to make you stronger. Him, in per case, something that I think will be his strong point is that he already knows jiu-jitsu. So if he gets some hands on you and throws you and uses his strength, he's probably going to be able to wreck some people. However, that's also going to be his weakness, as Eaze points out, as it's too predictable because he's always going for the throw. So he's going to have to learn how to throw those hands and use the rest of his body as well. Also, as a precautionary, Tom decided to give him some type of tracker, so if there's anybody around him with the tattoo, he'll be able to point it out. And other than that, I couldn't tell you what they did with the rest of the 10 minutes of this episode, besides, you know, Toka finding out, or Toko finding out what Justice is up to with Tom and Eaze. We get the credits. Also, before the credits though, we also see it's another person that Eaze knows by the name of Lisa. We find out in the after credits that she is also another tattoo user. As we see that Brahmin does have a little bit of a soft side, as it was a part of the episode where like a cat was about to die or something, and her pack put the cat out because it was weak. So they say sometimes you gotta get rid of the person who can't take care of themselves. So she took this cat in and nursed it, and she has like another pet that she takes care of. Even though she's psycho, she has a little bit of a soft side. As we see next week, her and R.R. Laka are gonna go after the girl that was sitting with Eaze, who is her friend by the name of Lisa, who is a tattoo user as well, as they continue their battle against the US government. So that was the episode in a nutshell. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Again, it's just the okay series. I'm going to give it one more shot next week before I decide to drop it, because it didn't even draw me in. And after that first episode, I was excited and ready for the long haul. But if this is all it's going to have to offer until we get some more people in, I don't know the fate of it. We'll just have to see where it goes. Again, the summer is too strong, even though my review schedule is kind of light. Well, not really light, it's just everything's on the same day. It's just something I would probably come back to, and I don't want to bring you guys an uninspired review for it. So that's the end of that. So, as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thank you guys for stopping by. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there is not a shortage of content for you guys to indulge. I always try to bring you something a few days out the week, and catch you guys Friday. I mean, unless I'm too tired, because I am going to San Diego Comic-Con on Friday. Unless I'm too tired from that, I may be too gassed out to give you guys a hype reaction to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. or Thunderbolt Fantasy. If I don't have that for you Friday, I'll definitely have both of those for you guys on Saturday, as well as 91 Days. I'm planning to have big fun at Comic-Con. I might throw something a little bit together for you guys to share it as well on everything that I'm going to do there. But because I'm not going to be here Friday, it's going to cause a little bit of backup on the reviews. This summer's wrecking me, man. But thank you guys for stopping by once again. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.